Hi, I'm Patrick Fulop. This is Effective Martial Arts. In this lesson, the fundamentals of the guard position, your basic strategies from the bottom, and what to do when you're on top. Alright, so the guard is when one person is lying on their back with their legs wrapped around your waist. We call this closed guard. Or with their legs in between you and them, we call this open guard. Now, this is a very important position because it can happen very frequently in a fight, either right after a takedown or after someone escapes from another position. So it's imperative that you know what to do when you're on top as well as when you're on the bottom. Now, the advantage in this situation goes to the person who's on top, mainly because of the potential power of their strikes having gravity on their side. So the person on top will primarily be striking, and a secondary objective could be to go for a guard pass, either passing in between or to the side of the legs to a more dominant position, such as side control or full mount. Now the person on the bottom, although at a slight disadvantage, still has many options. They can also strike, even though it's not as powerfully as the person on top. They can escape the position relatively easily. They can go for a sweep to reverse the position and get back on top. And they can also execute submissions from the bottom and win the fight. Now let's look at basic strategy from top position first. What you want to do in this position is primarily strike and eventually go for a guard pass. To help you do this, first thing you need to look at is your positioning. So you want your knees nice and wide, and you want to be sitting up on your heels, posturing up to have a nice stable base. Also holding the person down with two or one hands so they can't quite strike you. This is one control position. The second control position is to go for biceps control, swinging your arms in, pinning their arms to the ground, and for even better control, you can bring your elbows locking their hips and your head to lock their body. From here, they can't get away. From there, with your basic control, you want to think about striking. So to strike, you have all the basic punches that you can do. You can do straight punches to the body or to the face. You can do hook punches to the ribs or side of the chin. You got your uppercuts. If they're holding your arm over here, you can just slide it up right underneath the chin. Overhand punches, very powerful, like this, as well as hammer fists, either to the face or to the body. But that's not all, you also have elbows. Mostly from biceps control, you can use elbows with the very tip of the elbows, going back fast to cut over this bottom part of the forearm here to smash and knock out. So from the side over here, you can slide the elbow to the side of the face or to the ribs over here. If the person's holding on to your wrist, you can go for the over the top elbow like this. Very powerful, as well as the downwards elbow to the plexus or to the inside of the leg. What you can also do from bicep control is to use your knees. So with your back leg over here, bring it up, hit the back of the thigh, or right in between the legs, right there in the groin. That can finish the fight right there. Also, if you're in a self-defense situation, you can use headbutts, hitting with the very top of your forehead right in their face, like so. Be careful not to hit head to head though, because then you can hurt yourself, and be very careful when practicing this with a partner for safety. With those basic strikes in mind, what you want to do is execute combinations to create openings and land your strikes. So for example, body, body, face, inside leg, face, elbow to the body, and so on. Now, let's look at common mistakes that you can do when striking from top guard, how they can potentially cost you the fight, and how to avoid them. The first mistake that you can do when striking from top guard is to leave your arm there. If I punch and I leave my arm there, she can grab it and go for an arm bar, like this, breaking off my elbow. So as soon as you punch, bring your punches back quickly. Second mistake you can do is to put your hands on the mat. First thing that can happen in this case is she can go for an overhook, thereby neutralizing your ability to strike with this hand. And if she knows what she's doing, she can even progress to a better control position, which we call the damn good guard, by sliding your knee in, pinning me down, and thereby exposing more striking or submission opportunities. So, simple rule, no hands on the mat. Third mistake you can do when striking from top guard is to overshoot your punches, thereby exposing your back. Person can rise up, take your back, which puts them in a dominant position and exposes you to a rear naked choke. So always stay squared off with your opponent while striking. And last mistake that can happen is to find yourself with one arm in and one arm out. If this happens, the person can triangle choke you and make you pass out. So simple rule is 2 arms in or 2 arms out. So as soon as you feel one arm is getting pushed out, you can immediately retract the other one as well, and this gives you the opportunity to execute the first guard pass that I'm going to show you, which is the stack pass. So from this position, I'm going to hold on to the top of their thighs, pull her into me, stack her, hence the name, then close the legs, get my head to one side, could be either one, then get my shoulder down to the mat to the opposite side, allowing me to pass to side control position. Now there's a simple defense for that from bottom guard. She's going to just apply the principle, which is to keep her legs in between me and her and try to create distance. So as soon as she feels I'm going for this pass, she's going to put her feet on my hips and push away. If I get further into the pass, she's just going to slide her knee back in between me and her, thereby preventing my pass. And this brings us to bottom guard strategy. The first thing you need to do when in bottom guard is to prevent your guard from being passed. You're going to do this by keeping your legs in between you and the opponent and by staying facing the opponent. You never want to go ahead and turn your back because then they can take your back. Next thing you need to do is to protect from strikes. You can do this two basic ways. One is to hold the person very close to you, thereby neutralizing their ability to strike. But this is only temporary to allow you to catch your breath, because sooner or later they can cross face you, posture back up, break your grip, and get back to striking. The other way you can protect from strikes is by sliding your knees on their chest, but this is not quite enough. They can still reach your face. You need to bring your hips off the ground, create more distance, so they can't quite reach you. What you don't want to do is to allow them to posture up in their ideal position where they can strike you very easily. If you find yourself here, you do want to block the punches using the basic punch blocks, as well as use your legs to destabilize the opponent and turn your head from side to side to slip the punches. You can also strike in this situation with punches, elbows, as well as with heels and the back of the legs, but you don't want to rely on your striking in bottom guard because it won't be nearly as powerful as the person on tops. So very rarely will you be able to knock out someone from bottom guard. You simply use your strikes as diversions to execute other techniques. Your basic strategy from bottom guard should be to escape back up to your feet. I'm going to show you two techniques for this today. The first technique is the kick push escape. So from your knee on chest position here, with your hips up, creating distance, you're going to transition to one foot on their body, and then either with 1 or 2 feet, you're going to kick and push them away, and then immediately execute your technical get up to get back up to your feet. Now, if the other person knows what they're doing, when you're going to do this, they're going to have constant pressure on you, and they're going to come back very quickly. So that's why your push needs to be very powerful, and your get up very quick. What you can do to buy yourself some time is from here, push off with this leg and add a step moving backwards to create more distance and buy you some time. From the top, when the person on the bottom does the kick push escape, this gives you the opportunity to do the second guard pass I'm going to show you today, which is the standing guard pass. So as they put their knees on your chest, you're going to use this to get back up to your feet. And as they push you, you're going to use their momentum, their energy to pull their legs back, pull yourself in, come in with an overhand punch, and establish the knee on belly or side control position. From the bottom, if that happens, you have to know when to abandon your technical getup and go back to protecting your guard. Second escape I'm going to show you today is the sit-up escape. This is very similar to the other one, but done at closer range. So very simple, I'm going to post up on my back elbow, put my other hand on her opposite shoulder, temporarily preventing her from striking me, put my opposite foot on the ground, rise up on my hand, hips up off the ground, and then put this foot all the way in the back, doing my technical getup. Once again, a bit faster, elbow, hand on the opposite shoulder, foot on the ground, hand, hips off the mat, foot all the way in the back. And if she knows what she's doing, she's going to get up with me, or maybe go in for a takedown at this point. Then it's a matter of who's going to be quicker in the execution of the technique. And those are your basic escapes from bottom guard. Later on, we're going to show you how to reverse the position with a sweep, such as the hip sweep, like this one. So you can wind up on top, as well as how to execute the basic submissions that you saw earlier in this video. Those techniques do require more practice to be effective though. So especially when starting out in the ground range, you should always rely on the simplest techniques to get back to safety. And those are the fundamentals of the guard position. Your basic strategy from the top will be to posture up, control your opponent, strike, and eventually go for a guard pass. We showed you 2 guard passes today, the standing guard pass and the stack pass. I'm going to show you more in future videos. From the bottom, what you want to do is prevent your guard from being passed by keeping your legs in between you and the opponent. You want to protect from strikes by either keeping the opponent very close to you or far away. And your first objective should be to try to get back up to your feet using either the kick push escape or the sit up escape, which we showed you in this video. A secondary objective could be to go for a guard sweep and eventually submissions from the bottom, which we'll show you in later videos. Now, congratulations on watching this video till the end. Now what you need to do is watch it again. There's so much information in this video that there's no possible way you can retain it all after only one viewing. Matter of fact, all of our videos you should watch over and over and over again. When you do so, take notes to help you remember the material. Pause the video, write down what you're seeing. Then review your notes, visualize the material, practice this on your own, practice this with a partner. This is really the best way to get the most value out of the information we're presenting so that you really integrate the material and ultimately you should be able to apply it in a real situation if ever you need to. A cool tool to help you do that is to click the like button right here, and our video will appear in your like videos in the YouTube interface, and you can access it there. Also, if you haven't already, click subscribe right now, and our channel will appear in your subscribed channels, and our videos will appear in your YouTube newsfeed. So leave a comment below if you have anything to say about this video. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer. If you enjoyed it, tell us so. And share this link with all your families and friends if you think this information would be valuable to them. Who knows, one day it might even save their life. As always, it was a true pleasure sharing with you. And until next time, I'm Patrick Phillip. This is Effective Martial Arts. Remember, practice well, safety first, and use these techniques only for self-defense.